Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're sufficiently caffeinated. I am. Really excited to have this session, which really, I think, is the theme of our meeting, which is Stronger Together. So we're really thrilled to have an opportunity to present to you some of the collaborative, programmatic, and research work that we've done over the last couple of years. I think you'll get really excited when you hear some of the initiatives, and really just thrilled to have everybody join us. Because there are so many people, we're actually just going to do one session at a time. Our very first person is by himself. He's going to do a really quick, the benefits of how you can be stronger together through the work of our professional peer group. So Vince.
I want to thank, first of all, my PPG, which is always here at the center table over here, and others that are around.
Very loudly, you might have heard.
So, yeah, the loud group in the middle, that's our PPG all the time. And it just gives you an example of really what we do together is stronger together. Our community, our collaboration, and our creativity is what is the backbone of our PPG. A few years ago, prior to the pandemic, we had one person that was in charge of this group, and they had a really tall task of trying to corral this group and keep it together and keep it moving forward. Steve had this job all by himself for 4 years at one point. God bless him. And Deborah following him right after that. So we changed our thing up a little bit, because one of the things about getting our PPG together is that there's a lot that we have to talk about when you think about CPD. And in this ever-changing environment, we really needed to bounce ideas off of each other. So it started with a change in our structure and what we were going to do. So when we talk about continuity through leadership, what we did was we created 4 positions in our PPG. We have a secretary that comes in. That's the entry point into the leadership group. Then we have 2 co-chairs. The person who was secretary moves into a co-chair position. The first co-chair moves into the senior co-chair position, and then we have a past chair. So that gives us longitudinal knowledge on what's going on and all the interactions that we've had over the time. It also allows us to help each other out when, of course, with our busy schedules, we get double booked and somebody has to take over. You're not trying to just put out a feeler to find out who could help you. So having a strong leadership group is a very big part of making your PPG more successful. The other part that really came into play during the pandemic was leveraging technology. And we really leveraged the technology because what we found coming to this event was that we didn't have enough time. We would spend time together talking about things, and when we were done after a very, very full day, we would be like there wasn't enough time. So what we decided to do was move towards having a 365 approach. And we started having monthly meetings in that time frame. And in those monthly meetings, the agenda is put out on Connect. So again, leveraging the technology that CMSS provides. CMSS Connect is where we post our agenda. We post questions of what things that we need on the agenda. And we also ask our PPG members to post questions throughout the month that they would like to have answered. And if they are not answered fully, we actually bring them back up in our monthly meeting and bring the person up who brought them so that we can even dive into them a little bit more and help them a little bit more. So leveraging technology is a very big part of what we do in that 365 approach. The community involvement that we do is really around small group activities. We try to make sure that we break these different ideas and different topics that we need to cover, whether it may be ABMS standards or the ACCME updates or whatever. We put people in groups to help us really dive deeper into that and help educate and work with each other to better our knowledge in those areas. A really good example of community involvement is something you're going to hear about in a little bit, which is our research study, where we looked at what were the effects of the pandemic on our annual conferences, live annual conferences. And that's another great example of our community involvement. Soliciting topic ideas is a major part of what we do on those monthly calls, as I mentioned before. But those topic ideas are things that are happening here and now in each one of your societies. And people need answers right away. And so by doing that, we are able to help each other maybe work through some of those problems that we come up with. And then maximizing our time together. Yesterday, all of you who were at the PPG meetings, I think we ran into one PPG that told us they had scheduled an hour and a half and they were there for an hour and 20 minutes. We were so aggressive, we actually came in 2 hours early at 10 o'clock in the morning and left exactly at 5 o'clock. So, and still had needed more time to cover a lot of the key things that we needed to discuss. But that's also because we leverage that time to bring in other key stakeholders. So key contributors that joined us yesterday, for example, is we had members from the ACCME and the ABMS come in and give us some really good information and allowed us to do a lot of Q&A with them. So our members, we have a lot of new members, and we have, as you always have in the PPG, a lot of rotation going on, people not understanding or knowing some of the things that they really need to get when you deal with groups like the ACCME and the ABMS. And it's a really good opportunity. And Tom, I know you're in the back. He gave a great presentation yesterday and helped us with a lot of the questions that we had. So that's one big part. And also part of it that we do is we invite other PPGs to come in. We've had our technology folks come in and spend time with us, and we talk about the challenges we're both having and how we can solve them together as it relates to, on-demand and all the other technology advancements that are happening in education today. If we're not partnering well with our IT folks, it could create challenges. So listening to what they have to say from across the CMSS was just a huge, huge benefit to our members to hear. And having our focused education, rotating our discussion groups, it was another big thing that we did during our live meeting. So we actually have our own mini sessions. We have folks who have things that they're going to talk about, and we'll take 3 or 4 different topics, and we'll spend a half an hour, and then we'll rotate and have people go to another session that they need to attend because they couldn't because of the last one that they were in. And then we record them, and we share them with everybody. So you get a little bit of one-on-one time with the folks that are presenting and really present key ideas. And those ideas that we present at these meetings come from our discussions throughout the year of what we really need to focus on. So it's really a great, great PPG group that we work with, but having this community, having this continuity and a 365 approach to our engagement, I think is not only helping each other and helping all of your associations be successful with their CPD, but actually we're advancing the profession. And I think that's the most important thing, that the selflessness that these folks have of trying to help each other, learn from their successes and their failures is what's making us stronger as a profession. And I think that's the thing I'm most proud of with this group. So this is my tribe. If you get a chance to hang out with them, they're cool kids. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Vince. I think we always knew that the peer groups really are the action arm of what we're capable of doing, and it's great to hear what CPD has been doing in terms of modeling what could be